I asked if you would be willing to spend some time learning this. Tell me about where your intentions are and how much time can I expect that you'll want to dedicate?
Well, I think it's a daily thing. You know, we nourish ourselves every day. So I'm committed to being as healthy and as vibrant as possible, and the same for my family. So I'm going to do whatever it needs to be with and working it into, you know, with what I do for a job. There's a natural fit with all of it too, which makes it a little bit even easier. Sure. I guess, as opposed to, I don't look at it as like it's a job and I'm trying to, you know, I think it's going to naturally be easy to do some different things throughout the day, every day, in some way.
Okay. And you hit the nail on the head with regard to, if you're going to get the benefit, you have to put some of the time in. I will not be making huge demands on you. I'm not here to complicate your lifestyle. In fact, my goal and what I pride myself on is the fact that I can make it easy. All the recipes that I'll be sharing with you take a half an hour or less to prepare.
Oh, I like that.
Yes,
like
and
that.
There's no pans to wash.
Oh, even better.
So, but I also want you to understand that you may need to go to the store a little bit more frequently because we're dealing in fresh produce. So it's not like you can go grocery shopping for an entire month and put a bunch of things in your cart and call it a day. You might need to go to the store twice a week where you're used to having going once every 10 days. Those are the types of places where the time will come in, or remembering to put some nuts in a bowl of water to let them soak so that in the evening we can use them in a recipe. But it sounds like you're on board with that and that you're willing to do those
I think,
kinds of
you know,
things.
like, because you're making me think about a lot of things that we don't normally think about. You just kind of go through the motions every day. We're on autopilot, and we try to be smart every day with the choices that we're making, but we're really not thinking so much about them all of the time. And you're really addressing a lot of things that, oh, why do I do that? Or, you know, and I'm committed to, you know, I want to be as healthy as possible, and I believe that, you know, natural and simple and all of that. So you know, I'm excited to look at it differently. You know, I think our kitchen experience has been kind of off course for a long time. Mine has been, you know, for a while, and I'm slowly trying to get it back into a really fresh, healthy experience.
Exactly. And you're not alone. It's a common phenomenon, and fortunately we as Americans are coming into terms with that we have gotten derailed in terms of our lifestyle and what it is that we eat and what we're consuming. And consuming, as we've hit upon, is not just the things that we put in our mouths, it's the things that we put on our bodies and the toxins that we're exposed to and the stresses that we're under and the lack of nurturing that we allow ourselves. So it's all about a healthy lifestyle, as you know.
And you get, because when you're young, you start out just doing these things on a regular, and you just keep doing them without questioning why you're doing them or the product that you just assume everything is. And now we're all starting to question and try to take more control over what we are consuming and using. And it's fun. It's going to be a fun learning experience, because I love to learn and do things, you know, differently and new. And so I'm excited about the process.
There's an emotional component also connected with all of this, and that is, I just gave a presentation earlier this week, and one of the things that someone asked me, how was it difficult to transition into a healthier lifestyle for myself? And I said one of the hardest things wasn't really about learning to prepare food or learning to shop differently. It was learning to interact with others at times. So for example, because I am a vegan and a raw foodist, I don't eat the same things that other people do. And if I'm at a restaurant, I might choose to order differently, or I might whatever. And the emotional part of that is that, you know, for example, when I went home for the first Christmas, and my family always had Swedish meatballs. And they're like, you're not going to have the Christmas Eve Swedish meatballs with us? What is this? And recognizing what that is and what we have to do to get through that. So as we're talking, there may be things that come up for you also that are traditions in the family, or things that you might have to be thinking about. Doesn't mean you have to change them, but you'll become conscious of them. So
because it's very social eating, especially from an entertaining aspect, and that it's very social. And a lot of times you're just eating what everybody else is, you know, just to celebrate.
Exactly. Right down to the fact that even as your guest, you've provided me with a cup of lovely tea. Thank you for that. But thinking about that, like, what is it that I'm going to serve to someone?
And I don't know if it's the right kind of tea.
It's lovely tea. I would not criticize I'm tasting a hint of cherry.
I didn't pull it from the bag, so I did fresh tea leaves for you.
I would never criticize your tea. It's lovely. Thank you. I didn't have to make it. I'm not complaining one iota. So You said you'd be willing to read a little bit, and it sounds like you like to read. And you
I
like
love, absolutely. I'm interested in all of this type of stuff that, you teach. And so, yeah, and I probably already have a lot of books on the shelf that, I've skimmed through. And
Sure.
now I just kind of want to put more of it into action.
Great. And DVDs and those kinds of things, as you know, watching shows about those kinds of things is always fun. And
Yeah, absolutely.
we love people who watch shows about healthful living.
It's inspiring.
It is absolutely
Or
inspiring.
horrifying, depending on what you're watching.
Let's see. The main reason that you want to do this is?
To maintain, to be healthy and vibrant, and to just take more control over, and to be more, I guess it is, like I just said, you don't really give a lot of thought to what we do on a daily basis. It's very autopilot. I want to be more conscientious about what I am putting into my body every day and why. And I liked, you had mentioned, you like to say food is medicine. And it's a different way, and it's true. We, what we put into our bodies is we have to think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And be smart about it. And I think our health is, I've always thought that our health is one of our most valuable possessions, and we have to take care of it. So.
And just as important as what we do eat, which you and I are going to be spending quite a bit of time talking about, the things that you consume, just as important is what you don't eat. And I know that you know some of this, but I'll remind you that when we're eating healthfully, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, natural foods, we're avoiding preservatives, chemicals, toxins. If we're eating organically, we're avoiding fungicides, pesticides, herbicides, all those things that we really don't want to be taking in.
No.
So while we want to take in wonderful things, let's also think about what it is we'd like to leave out. So for example, I'll be showing you how to make some fabulous salad dressings in our time together. Because a lot of people eat salads, and that's a really good thing. But if you dump a preservative-laden, high fructose, corn syrup drenched MSG, including thing on top of it, you've really kind of taken away what it is, what the benefits of the salad. So, we'll learn about those kinds of things together as well.
I think that's too key. A lot of it, and I'm sure I'm just like a lot of other people at home, where it's like I don't really know what all to do with. I can mix a salad in the same traditional way we all mix a salad, and it gets boring.
Yes.
And it's but how do you bring all of that to life again? And that's where I buy fruits and vegetables, and I have lots of them, but I do the same thing with them week after week after week. And I think I have to, get into some new exercising some new ways to use all of them that keep it interesting and
exactly
more exciting than just the typical thing that we've done year after year after year.
Yes.